Welcome, my dear students. In this lecture, we will be discussing about a theorem and its proof on countable sets. The theorem states that if M is a countable set for each M belongs to the set of all natural numbers, then the union A defined as union M is equal to 1 to infinity, M is also countable. We have already observed that if you are given with a finite collection of countable sets, then its union is also countable. In this theorem, that result has been extended onto countably infinite class. That is, if you are given with a countably infinite number of countable sets, then its union is also countable. This is what we have to prove. So how will we prove that? First, use the definition and the fact that a set is countable is equivalent to saying that there exists a surjection from set of all natural numbers onto that set. So for each m belongs to n, there exists a surjection denoted by phi n from n to am, which is possible since am is countable and am is countable implies there exists a surjection from n on to am by an equivalent condition. So let's represent the elements of each of these sets. The first set am is given as countable sets. Let's say its element is of the form a suffix 11, a12, a13, a14, etc. Then by our notations, there exists a function phi1 from n to a1, which means that the first element of the a11 is the image of phi1 at 1, which is denoted here. A12 is the image of phi1 at the point 2. A13 is the image of phi1 at the point 3. In general, Aij is the image of phi1 at the point j. Similarly, the elements of A2 can be represented as A21, A22, A23, A24, etc. Corresponding to A2, there exists a function phi2. So A21 must be the element of phi2 at 1. A22 must be the element of phi2 at 2. In general, A2j is the element of phi2 at j. Similarly, the elements of A3 can be represented as A31 is the element of phi3 at 1, A32 is the element of phi3 at 2, A33 is the element of phi3 at 3, and so on. So you get the idea about how we assign the elements of Aj onto a particular elements of natural numbers using the function phi. So if you take an arbitrary element aij, which is an element of A, by our notations, it is the jth element of the set AI. By notations, it is clear that it can be represented as phi I of j. So Aij is an element of capital A. It can be represented as phi ij. So phi ij can be used to represent any particular element of capital A. Corresponding to Aij, there are two suffixes, two indexes, I, j. Both are trivially natural numbers. So corresponding to any element in capital A, there exist two natural numbers I comma j. Associated with that, there exists a function phi a, and the image of phi a at j is aij. So in other words, the ordered pair I comma j, where I and j are natural number, corresponds to the element aij, which is an element in capital A. In other words, corresponding to every element aij in capital A, there exists an ordered pair ij where I comma j are natural numbers. If I comma j are natural numbers, ordered pair ij is an element of n cross n. So, corresponding to an element aij in A, you can find an element ordered pair ij which is an element of n cross n. So there must exist a relation connecting the elements of n cross n onto the elements of A, which is the idea which we will be using to prove this theorem. So what we have done is we have associated an arbitrary element of A onto an ordered pair which belongs to n cross n. So we define a function beta from n cross n onto A by beta of mn is equal to phi m of n, which is amn. Amn means the nth element corresponding to the set capital Am, which is clearly onto. Since associated with each element A belongs to capital A, where capital A is the union of AMs, A belongs to capital A implies A belongs to AM for some M, which is using the definition of union of sets. And since AM are countable, there exists a surjection from the set of all natural numbers onto AM. That surjection is phi m. So A must be the element of image of phi m at the point n. Let's say n is the point which corresponds to capital A. So phi m of n is A. So we got two natural numbers m comma n, which implies ordered pair mn corresponds to A. So we took an arbitrary element in capital A and we found two natural numbers m comma n such that beta of mn is A, which by definition means that beta is a surjection. So we have defined a surjection from n to n cross n to A. Since n cross n is countable, by the equivalence condition, we can say that there exists a surjection f from n to n cross n, which we have already obtained in previous theorem, the proof of the theorem, which states that a set is countable is equivalent to saying that there exists a surjection from natural numbers onto that set. In this case, the countable set is n cross n. So f is a surjection from n to n cross n. Beta is a surjection from n cross n to A. So if we take the composition, beta composition f, which maps an element in natural numbers onto n cross n and which maps n cross n onto A. So beta composition f is a function from n to capital A. Since beta and f are surjections, beta composition f is also a surjection. So we got a surjection beta composition f from the set of all natural numbers onto capital A. By the equivalence condition, if there exists a surjection from the set of all natural numbers onto a particular set, we can safely say that that particular set is countable. So In this case, the particular set is capital A. Since beta composition F is a surjection from N to capital A, we can safely say that capital A is countable. We have already defined that capital A is the union of all the countable sets which are given. So A is countable means this union is countable, which implies countable union of countable set is countable. I hope you understood. Thank you.